Mic check. Are we live? Yes, we're live. Who you gonna call, man? Okay, so this box, a special pack from Blitzway, is so big that I can't fit the entire thing because it's basically 4 figures in one box. So I just took off this cover. It says, "Who you gonna call?" Yeah, man. So let me get one of the boxes. Yeah, bear with me because it's not easy. Check this out. Okay, this is one of the boxes. I think this is where the accessories are in. So yeah, before I begin, as you can see from the title, this figure, this 4-pack is not cheap at all. It's basically like a gray Iron Man per piece. That's how much they cost. I paid around $1,800. Yeah, man. It's probably my most expensive one-time purchase because this figure is very rare. Ghostbusters, for some reason, for people in my time, is very sought after. People love Ghostbusters. I love Ghostbusters. You know how much I love Ghostbusters? When I was a kid, I really dreamed that I wanted to be a Ghostbuster for the rest of my life. I thought it was a viable career choice. So I went with it. I mean, I tried to go with it, you know. My parents thought that it was just my weird imagination. So they just let me have my thing. So basically my heart broke when I found out that it wasn't possible to be a Ghostbuster. But I had my days playing pretend with my cousins that we were really gonna be Ghostbusters, man. So let's slide open the special pack. Wow, it smells something, man. It smells something. My mic, by the way, picks up everything, so you might hear a lot of noise from the street, police sirens and all. It's like I live in a rough spot of the country, right? But you know, we just live along the highway and it's just so noisy here. So here's sort of the manual. So for the 4-pack, I guess. So this is the accessory section. So it basically has the police line, the Ghostbusters line, do not cross. This figure is used, but the seller claimed it was in an immaculate condition, so you know, I'm inclined to believe him. Who's this? Who's this guy? You know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be Slimer. I was 6 years old then. And I don't know, I just wanted to be Slimer. I wanted to float around and eat all day, you know. That was the dream for me. He kind of has a weight to it too. You know, he's not a light figure. He has a weight to it, believe it or not. It's weird, this knob here, but it fits. So it's just totally something I'm not used to. I'm trying to get it to focus. Look at the sculpt, man. Look at the sculpt. I never thought that it was this good, but up close, man. Hey, autofocus in the Slimer. The sculpt is very impressive. I grew up with a cartoon version of Ghostbusters, but yeah, I mean, I always knew that it was based on the movie. And as a kid, I didn't appreciate the movie much, but I like how simple the cartoons was for my kid brain, so it was easier for me to understand. So this camera I'm using is a webcam, so you can see the drop in quality. So someday I might be able to upgrade or get better lights for it. But yeah, this alone, I'm already very impressed, man. Slimer, you're a really cool figure. And this is so awesome, man. This just brings back so many memories of me trying to draw it, but drawing it badly. I couldn't draw the Ghostbusters logo. And just seeing this, it just made me think that, I don't know, I was really, believe me when I said I couldn't put into words that I was really obsessed in becoming a Ghostbuster. So just this accessory, man, so impressive. It has scratches in it. I'm not sure. I remember the seller saying something that it was normal. It was, the other side was more beaten down with the scratches and stuff. In that case, it doesn't look very good. I mean, the weathering isn't very good. It looks like somebody really scratched it. If this were really, a thing, an aesthetic design, the weathering wasn't good. It's basically the same spot with just a kid, a 2-year-old kid running a pen without ink in here. But hey, the guy said it was for real, so it's not a super big deal for me. And this one is, the transparent logo. I think this is a stand for Slimer. Is this a stand for Slimer? I'm not sure. It's supposed to come. Okay, ooh, that fell down. My desk is really crowded, so this one is for this. He's mentioned something about a crack that always happens with this. He mentioned it. I don't know if it's with Slimer or something. He did say that there's some sort of a crack that always accompanies this accessory. If I remember it right. He was telling me a lot of things and I was half asleep listening to him. I was on my mind was like, ooh, Ghostbusters. That was what's going on in my mind. Really, really cool accessory. For some reason, I'm really happy with this. This really looks different in hand. So yeah. So tomorrow's my birthday. So I'm gonna be spending time at the beach with my family. So I decided to do this today. And man, I'm 42 years old. I'm turning 42. And just seeing this, my childhood, my first goal in life, rather second, my first goal was to become a mad scientist. Honestly, it's because of Doc Brown from Back to the Future. And then I wanted to become a Ghostbuster, and that stuck being a Ghostbuster for the longest time. And just seeing this in hand, you feel very lucky. Not a lot of people in the world get to have this privilege to relive their childhood shows, man. And for my birthday, I just really want to be thankful for that reality. I live such a good life. I live such an amazing... No, I'm living, rather, such an amazingly good life. And I always feel that I should be thankful for that. And not just being thankful in a rather, shallow way, but I should express my thankfulness and helping making this world a better place. And in the case that I cannot do that I cannot make this world a better place, at least I'm not gonna add suffering to it, man. Yeah, I know this is sort of, more emotional or something, or rather I'm sharing too much, but I decided that this was the point of my streams, for me to share something personal about my life rather than just blindly unboxing a figure, which other people could do way better than I can. So, if I can't really actively make the world a better place at that moment, the best that I can do is not add to the suffering of the people around it. So, I do my best to be nice. I do my best to give everyone a good experience. And if I can make their suffering or their lives a little better, I'm more than happy to do that, man. Just because I have the damn Ghostbusters figure in my desk right now, and I'm really thankful for that. Among other things, I mean, I'm just really thankful. very, very thankful for my family, my friends, the people who shaped me. I'm just really happy about that. As a man, even this desk, my mic setup, this computer, man, it just feels so amazing, man. It blows me away that I have an opportunity to live a life like this. So let's pick up some of the figures. So okay, so this is what it looks like. Limited edition. I don't know when they release it. Columbia Pictures. They're no longer around, but thank you for, you know, giving me this kind of imagination, this kind of fantasy, this kind of lore that I could pretend to be a Ghostbuster when I was a kid and getting disappointed, you know, not achieving that, and then later on reliving my childhood through this 1/6 scale figures. It's just amazing. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm babbling, but the box is amazing. It's their patch, so it's a real patch. You could actually take this off and sew it into your Ghostbusters jumpsuit. If I was a kid, I would 100% do it. If I could get jumpsuits and stuff, I would 100% do it, man. That was the dream. So, oh my god. Look at that sculpt, man, of Bill Murray as Peter Venkman. How can you not appreciate life when you have the opportunity to have something like this in your hands, you know? To be under this kind of artistry and under this kind of storytelling. How can you not be thankful, you know? How can you not attempt to at least share the happiness you have in yourself to the world? Oh my god, this looks amazing, man. This just brings me back. These are the figures. I just love the pose so much. It just makes me so nostalgic back in the 80s. You know, back in the 80s, we weren't that well off yet. And that was the time that I got to watch Ghostbusters and stuff. And that was my only form of media entertainment back then. And it just brings me back, man. Where I was and where I am right now. Of course, this figure is used and you can see that here. But I don't mind. You learn to be a bit more forgiving and less critical of the world around you when you are showered with so much grace every day. That's what I learned. At least that's what I make it a point to. As I said, not everybody gets to have an opportunity like this. Oh, it's a big mess on the floor right now. Peter freaking Venkman, Bill Murray. When I was a kid, there were 4 of us cousins who were really close. One of my cousins, Peter, he was Peter Venkman. Because they were a bit similar, aside from sharing a name. They were a bit more similar. They were, you know, sarcastic, and they were sort of nonchalant about a lot of things. This is Bill Murray. This is 80s Bill Murray, man. The jumpsuit, it was my dream to have all this equipment, all this minor hiker gear, but I called them Ghostbuster gear back then, man. And the the knees, they feel a bit soft. The articulation is okay. It's not as solid as some Hot Toys figure. So I'm a bit afraid to like go wild on it, or be careless on it in camera. So let's just appreciate it for what it is. And yeah, also the seller reminded me that they all had wristwatches. So he told me that he took them off and he put them in a spot where I can see them. So thank you for that, man. I see it. So the second tray, so imagine there's 4 figures like this. I think they have the exact same accessories, just different sculpts and height, I guess. I'm not sure. So let's just open this one and just look at the sculpts of the other one, because there would be not much point in looking at the same thing, right? Because it would be a bigger mess for me to clean up later. The Proton Pack. So yeah, I get to chat the chat message right now. So the Virtuous Collector, congrats on the pickup. How much did you pay for them? Yeah, I paid about 1,800 for them. And I recently got the set myself 5 years. Yeah, it took you 5 years, man. It took me less than a year, but I was just lucky. I'm lucky to be here in the Philippines. I mean, it's not the best country in the world, but I get to have this kinds of stuff. So, man, I can imagine that you were so happy in the 5 years that you were looking for these figures, and that you finally found it. I think I have your Instagram, Virtuous Collector, the Batman. I love your setup. You have the very cool vehicles. So, man, yeah, I should check your Instagram more. The last thing I saw from you was that Evangelion entry plug, which was very cool. That makes me want to get them. Yeah, man. I'm that guy with the face. Yeah, you know me, man. Yeah. Thanks for checking out my stream. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. I have like 99 subscribers, I think, the last time I checked. So for my birthday, it could be a good 100. I think your name's Ryan, right? This is Ray. This is Rewell, by the way. I'm Rewell. Man, this is so awesome. Look at this Proton Pack stream. I thought when I saw it in the pictures that it was just like something simple, something like I might have seen from Hot Toys, but it's different, man. It's okay. This one's like Thor's Thunder, but this transparent molded plastic thing. It's different. It's awesome. And these are for the stand or the Proton Packs? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what these are for. But I read that there's a problem with the stand, that it's sort of nonsensical. But despite what they say about the stand, man, how can that be nonsensical? How, even if it's not as functional, just having this. I mean, I'm a sucker for well-printed, well-made Ghostbusters stuff. so how sorry, I'm so new to this that it still confuses my brain reading the chat and talking in the video. So I'll read, okay. Virtuous Collector says, well, I was so happy I got this that I slowed down collecting. Okay, man, okay. This was freaking expensive. I repeated the how much I paid for it, and I just hope that none of my relatives or my wife would really do the math on how much it is in Philippine pesos. So I still have the Ecto one to go, by the way. So it's still not the end for me. It's still not the end. It's really crazy. So it just makes me so happy, seeing other people like get this stuff, get the collection, and me feeling so happy, and they remembering like they were so happy when they got it. That's why I like the community, man. That's why I'm there, because as you grow older, you don't have as much people to relate to anymore. You people you were friends with, you're no longer friends with them. You know, that's just the harsh reality of life. So having a community, picking up a new hobby, sharing what you feel when you got things like this, you know, it's you know, it's just what being human is about, you know. Connection. Oh yeah, glad I got it right. It's you, Ryan. I remember you. Ryan, you're one of my first social media friends from the community, by the way. And you have an amazing collection. I know you stayed old school with the Batman, but man, I loved the way you designed your place. So that's amazing. And okay, so be careful with the packs and the proton wand. They're fragile. Okay, I'll be careful with this. Okay, I'll be very, very careful with this. I'm not gonna mess with them in here, because what you said, I'm gonna take heed of your warnings, because you know, when I get bummed out, man, I get really bummed out. God, I don't even know how to put this back. Okay, like this. Oh my god. I suck. Man, for a Ghostbusters fan, I don't even know how the proton pack goes. Yeah, I remember the seller telling me to be careful with some of the antennas, because most of the time they come around broken or something. I remember him saying something like that. You know, God bless his heart, because he really shared a lot of tips with me for an expensive purchase like this. I admit that I was sort of a bit half asleep when I made this purchase, because maybe the only reason you'd pay that much is because you're half asleep. So forgive this stream, because it's gonna be slower than usual. So I also remember that I'm doing this video is because it's some sort of my way to keep track of the stuff, right? If something's broken or if I'm gonna rebox it, I know how to do it. So I'm basically gonna unbox everything and I'm gonna check everything. So this might be a longer than the normal stream. And truth is, I'm really intimidated when I do really long streams, man. Like, you know, I've never really done this. I've really never comfortably done this. Even back when I was gaming, you know. Oh shit, what was that? Oh yeah, the proton wands that I have to be careful of. I've never really done anything like this, a long stream. And I'm always self-conscious. So it's like playing on stage for the first time when I played bass on stage for the first time. Played guitar rather, not bass. For the very first time in my life. I was a mess, man. I didn't know what to do. So it's kind of the same feeling right now when you're on stream. Because I did tell one of my friends before that streaming is like the new version of playing a gig. You know, I used to play in a band because I wanted to get my ideas out in the world. So streaming, I think it's a new thing, a new way of doing things. So Virtuous Collector says, is this the 3 or 4 pack? There's a 3 pack? Oh, okay, thanks for the warning that you almost broke yours while assembling them. I'll be very careful and actually post one figure a day just to be sure I'm not in a rush, because I find myself in a rush. I got the 4 pack, by the way. It's a special 4 pack. So I didn't know a 3 pack existed, and I don't know what's the difference either. I got the Slimer and stuff. Let me switch to the other camera. So okay, you can see Slimer, but I'm gonna be careful of this because he looks fragile. So I'm just gonna stay there, Spud. And so by the way, if you're still there, Ryan, if it's a 3 pack, who's the one that's missing? Did they skip Winston Zedmore there? I actually also never realized that Winston was the mechanic, you know, that he wasn't really a scientist. When I was watching the kids show, I was assuming along that he was a scientist, but I wonder. I wonder whether there were racist issues about that they didn't turn, Winston into a scientist. But I'm glad they made him very capable in that cartoon, at least, for me to not realize that there was this thing called racism in the USA. So I'm glad they did his character that, and in Afterlife, I'm also glad that they made him a Wall Street millionaire, because that's a non-stereotypical way of viewing things, right? Yeah, I adjusted the camera. So check this out too. I think I saw a post where they were sitting on a bench, so I'm planning to buy a 1/6 bench for that. Hey, 4 is here. 4, yeah, this is a longer stream than normal. Tomorrow's my birthday, and I waited all day to unbox, no, all week to unbox this. I made it sure that I'm gonna do it on my birthday, cause this is like the most I spent for a 4-pack. I don't know, for one time on a figure, on 4 figures rather. It's crazy expensive, man. I never imagined I would spend this much. I never thought I'd get a Ghostbusters shelf. Oh, so Winston is a former Marine. I never knew that in the lore. Wow, thanks for bringing that up. I wish that he had more, like, I don't know, combat experience, like more military tactics and strategies in the movies though. But I understand that it was sort of a you have to make space for guys like Bill Murray and his jokes, and Dan Aykroyd, and I remember Dan Aykroyd was my guy back then. I was Ray Stantz among my cousins. that was who I was, just because my name is Rewell, so I'm gonna be Ray. Silly, because we were kids then. Wow. Okay, so we're done with Peter Venkman. What's gonna be next? My guy, Winston Zedmore. Man, I'm streaming so long that the camera turned off. Man, I'm on 30 minutes. Oh my god, I'm on a record here. I'm laughing at For's post where he said, his chat where he said, the hobby is called I never thought I'd spend this much. That's so true, man. That's really true. We have Winston Zedmore. He was, as a kid, he was represented by my cousin Don. So Don, I mean, you're far away right now. I don't think you'd watch his stream, but this was you, man. Because among us cousins, you're the most practical. You're the most down-to-earth person, and it perfectly suits who you are now. Because you're an awesome dad. I hope I'll get to see you this new year or something, man. Because we have so much catching up to do. Ah, man. Winston Zedmore. I forgot the name of the actor who played him. But he's Winston forever for me, man. Someday I hope there'd be a chance that they're gonna make an animated counterpart of all of them, really high quality, not cheap looking, not toy looking, because that would also be a dream come true. Man, let's check this out. Yes, Ernie Hudson, yeah, that's the actor. And F, am I gonna fully unbox this and post them up at some point? I have a shelf ready for them, but I actually, well, I see. Let's see if the camera can see it. See that top part over there? That top part over there. I'm planning to put the Ecto 1 right there and see if it looks nice. Because if it does, I'm gonna post them. I'm waiting for the Ecto 1 really. And I'm really confused right now. Okay guys, help me out guys. Should I get Afterlife? Or, I mean, I already prepaid for the Afterlife, so I'm gonna get it 100%, the Afterlife Ecto 1. But I'm on the fence about the OG Ecto 1 because I can also get it at a very good price. Cheaper than I got them actually, so I can get an Ecto 1 like that. So help me out guys. Does it make sense for me to have an Ecto 1 and an Ecto 1 Afterlife? I'm still thinking about that. Yeah, Ryan, I haven't played the Ghostbusters. I'm planning to download that anytime soon, the PS4. I've just been so swamped at work and I saw it in the PS4. I was like, I really have to play that Ghostbusters game because I got the figure. I'll check Ernie Hudson. Ooh, sorry man, sorry, hitting the mic. I hope the sound's not as irritating or something. So he has a hose that I never noticed Peter Venkman had. This one, he has a hose. So where does this go and what's this for, by the way? What's its function, this hose? I mean, is it supposed to give air? Check out the sculpt. Ernie Hudson, Winston Zedmer. I am going to play that Ghostbusters video game. I'm gonna find a chunk of time, free time, where I can just get lost in a video game. I haven't done that for a long time. That's why I collect 1/6. It's because it's their touch and go. I can, like, you know, get lost for like 5 minutes, and if something comes up, I can disconnect and then go to fix whatever's up. So this hose, I'm still gonna find out what it does. I'm gonna look at pictures online for this. So I know the quality here is not top notch because they exchange it for realism. So I just have to be more careful than normal when unboxing these figures. Okay, let's just do a quick check of the stuff that's in here. I'm assuming that they're all identical. Everything is identical. Okay. Ryan recommended me that I should really play the game ASAP because that's where I pick off the story. Okay, I will do that, and I will also find a way to rewatch the first one. I remember I saved it on a video file long time ago in the early 2000s. Okay, so he has a ghost trap. I didn't notice that with Peter Venkman. And okay, the proton ones. Okay, this transparent one. I should be careful of that. And the blast effects. Yeah, this one. And I don't know what this is. Okay, glad that didn't fall down. I don't know what's this, but everything seems to be intact. Yeah, I'm not gonna push the ghost trap, even though I'm tempted to. I had the toy ghost trap, by the way, I got from Hong Kong back then. That was really cool because it's also a mic and it's a voice distorter, so you could come up with weird voices on that mic. Winston, my man. Okay, so the hose is to drain fluids according to the lore. Okay, I'm just gonna plug it in the hole. And which hole? So this one is supposed to drain fluids out, like sweat and stuff, and it's supposed to be somewhere, right? like this. It's supposed to be like that. It does make sense according to the lore. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a jumpsuit, you have to have like some sort of air conditioning of some sort, or you'll die of dehydration or something. I'm glad that they thought about these things, because as a kid I really wanted to be in one of these suits. Well, thank God that I didn't, because I can imagine it must not be very comfortable. Okay, so be careful again. Do you know that this is extra hard for me because I'm not really careful on a normal day? I'm not the most careful person I know. When I post figures, I do them so fast that, because back when I only had a few figures, I took my time in posting them. But as soon as I got like 50 above or 30 above figures, man, I was just like unboxing them. And then, you know, there are some parts that I sort of slightly damaged or something. Okay, so we're 2 Ghostbusters down. So we have 2 more. We're 50%. We're 50% done with the stream. Okay, so the hose loops back at the belt. Okay, at the back of the belt. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, thanks for the help, man. You guys are helping me. And F4 is telling me the Afterlife version is cool too with all the weathering. So I'm in a dilemma. Should I get 2 Ecto ones, or I like the Afterlife because it has the cool gimmicks like the gunner seat, and you can't help but be excited because it's new. I've seen it. I've seen the Ecto 1 in full detail with how Denobi 2 amazingly unboxed and reviewed the Ecto 1. He just did an amazing job with it. It felt like I owned an Ecto 1 already. That's how good Denobi's work is. I'm really impressed with how Denobi does his streams. Apart from, of course, Justin. Justin's also very good. So with Afterlife, I'm a bit excited because it's new and I don't know what its features are, unlike the old Ecto 1. So I'm on the fence about that. I can always get the OG Ecto 1 later because I think it's gonna be available in my country for a long time, just because people in my country would rather not spend that amount of money for a figure as old as this. Okay, and Ryan is sharing that Bill Murray and Harold Ramis were not on speaking terms for over 15 years. And the video game was the only final time they set aside their differences to work together one last time. Oh man, that's sort of sad, and kind of reminds me of some friends I have. You know, you always have that friend where you don't even know how you drifted apart. Well, that video game was really special. Man, when I saw Afterlife and I saw Harold Ramis CGI Ghost, I don't know, man, but you know, I got really teary-eyed, man. I mean, it touched me, man. I was the movie was okay. It was so. It was not really made for, you know, my age, because they're trying to aim at a younger audience. But when I saw Harold Ramis CGI Ghost, man, it just made me tear up. So much memories. And this is, of course, Ray Stans. And when we were kids, I was Ray Stans. I don't know why. Maybe because we shared the same letters of our name. But the thing is, my personality is opposite Ray Stans. He's a very amicable, peaceful kind of person, and he always is the glue that holds together the Ghostbusters teams when their egos are in conflict, because Peter Venkman has an ego and Egon can be too blunt at times. So, and Winston sort of felt like an outsider for a while. So he didn't really care. He's sort of like Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's sort of like the drummer. So Ray was the one holding everyone together in their relationship. And that's not me in real life. I'm more of an Egon in real life, I guess, later on when I found out. Thanks for sharing this stuff with me, guys. I enjoy reading stuff as I'm doing this unboxing. This unboxing is taking a way longer because of you guys, and I appreciate you for it because, you know, it's really nice to talk to fellow collectors. Check this out. This is how the hose loops. Okay, so this is how it works. See, you clip it in the belt. It loops there. So that's how it works, okay? That's how it looks like that. Look at Dan Aykroyd, man. Look at that sculpt. This was me. This was my character. Man, I'm just so happy. Freaking yeah. Yeah. Ray is the heart. Ryan says Ray is the heart, Egon is the brains, Winston is the conscience, and Vacman is the mouth of the team. Exactly. I agree with that. I agree with that analogy. They're a family, man. I really like this. I like this bike guards because Ray is sort of, you know, he doesn't like pain. Ray Stantz doesn't like pain, and wearing these elbow guards is a perfect reflection of his character, that he's gonna take safety to another level compared to the other guys. So this detail is just so freaking awesome. I mean, Blitzway could just like make the suits, right? Make them identical with different head sculpts, right? But they went the extra way, and the figure has so much character. Ray is so fearful. He's so safety conscious. He never takes a shot. And it's reflected in his sculpt with the little detail that he puts on. Yes, Ryan. Blitzway. No, F. I mean F. Yeah, Blitzway really nailed these sculpts. They make a grown man happy. That's what they did, man. They make a grown old man happy. So I'm just checking this out. So it also has a ghost trap. Oh, okay. These goggles, this are in the animated series. Ray always has this night vision goggles. So he also has a ghost trap. So Peter Venkman might have a ghost trap that I just never paid attention to because I was excited with everything else. I'm gonna check it out later. I'm not gonna touch this proton pack right now. Okay, maybe a little. Okay, that's it. Okay, I gotta touch it. I gotta mess with it. Just here to check if everything's up to par. If everything's in good condition, because this is an expensive figure, so I might as well check it. And maybe later, or depending on how busy I'm gonna be, if my wife is gonna come home early, or my mother's gonna ask me to drive her somewhere, I might do the posing next time, because I usually start my posing sessions by just standing them up in museum poses, or just like neutral, not so heavy poses, and then find inspiration there. How about you guys? How do you start your posing sessions? When you unbox a figure, what do you do? Do you immediately have a pose in your head? What do you guys do? Another fun fact from Ryan, the Virtuous Collector. Venkman is the only Ghostbuster that doesn't tuck in his pants in his boots. Oh, it's perfect, man. That's perfect for his character, because he doesn't give a crap, you know. That's Venkman. He shoots from the hip. He doesn't care about uniform code. I'm a bit surprised that he actually is a scientist. Sorry about that. I'm surprised Venkman is a scientist, because with his attitude, he's also sort of my polar opposite, like Ray is. Ray is sort of my opposite because Ray is a very sensitive guy and I'm not. And Peter is just... If I dealt with Peter Venkman in real life, it's gonna be a challenging relationship. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna work, but it's gonna be a very challenging relationship because I've met people with personalities like Peter Venkman in real life, and it was, yeah, I mean, we saw things very differently. So it's always a challenge when you have a person that you work with who's sort of like Peter Venkman. He doesn't care about authority, he doesn't care about protocols, he'd do things his own way and not check with you on that. But you know, that's not exactly a bad thing. It's just different from my working style, and people like that with those working style, they're a challenge to deal with. But when you get the groove going, when they take you, when they learn to respect you because because you're a cool guy, man, they're an asset. They're usually very talented and they work quick on their feet. People like Peter Venkman. This is fun. I have so much boxes on my left right now. So okay, so we're on to the last figure. I saved the best for last. This is me now. I was Ray Stantz, my character before, but if I were to pick a Ghostbuster who was very similar to the person I am now, it has to be Egon Spengler. I'm not as smart as him, but I'm as callous and direct to the point as he is. Okay, let's read something from Ryan. I usually post my figures up for photos first after unboxing and then stick them into the museum poses on the shelf. Oh, okay, so it's a different... So when you get them out, you already have poses in mind. And then after that, when you're putting them back, that's when you put them in museum poses. And I figure that you'll only take them out again to be posed when you want to take photos again. So it's a cool way of collecting, because I can imagine that the way you collect is during the day when you feel like something, when there's an inspiration hits you, you're just gonna grab some figures, post them in a scenario and take photos of them. That's really cool, because in my case I put them on the shelf and I put them in poses where I can just stare at them and come up with some sort of a battle sequence or a flashback to the movie. That's how I post my figures. And we're on to the last, my guy, Harold Ramis. Rest in peace, man. Thank you for the joy of giving me Ghostbusters, of giving us Ghostbusters, for making my childhood amazing, and for inspiring Blitzway to come up with this. Okay. Okay. And oh my god, the sculpt is so... Yeah. I think the people are home right now. Oh, wait. So, yeah. This is the last figure, and Harold Ramis. Oh man. So much nostalgia. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. I'm getting emotional looking at the sculpt. I don't know why. I mean, the man's gone. The man did great work. made a huge contribution to my childhood, and I'm just happy that I have a representation of him in my hands. So my favorite Ghostbuster, the one I can relate to. If I met him in real life, I'd definitely be friends with him, Egon Spengler, because, you know, Harold Ramis, I don't know him as a person. I'm sure he's a cool guy. I'm sure he's an amazing person. And man, it's 1 hour. I paid quite a bit of money for these figures, so it's gonna take me 1 hour to talk about them. So the seller told me that the glasses, they're the most fragile thing in this collection, in the entire collection. I have to be very careful of them because they're the only ones like it, and I agree with him. So I'm not touching that. I'll only mess with that later, because Egon is an Egon without his glasses. And this is the PKE meter. Oh man, spent so many times role playing this. I don't know what we used then, a walkie-talkie as our PKE meter back then. So yeah. Okay, so for saying, that's also the hobby. I'm just so happy to have a representation of him. I think I should submit it to who's that YouTuber where he compiled shit crap collectors say. So everything is here, everything is complete. Egon's proton pack looks different from the others. I notice it. Or all of their proton packs look different. It's just that I noticed Egon's. And from Ryan, another fun fact. Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd are actually writers of the first film. Okay, it's a rare instance where the writers are also the actors. They returned to write the game. Oh, and then that's also when Bill Murray and Harold Ramis had some form of communication again. So that's sort of bittersweet. And yeah, with that, we're finished with the unboxing. Every part I checked so far is complete. It's very good. The stickers, usually these things I don't mess with them. I'm not even gonna use the stickers, or are they stickers, by the way? They look like it, but I'm just gonna preserve them for generations to come. Maybe my grandchildren will find them and maybe watch this stream if it still exists in the future and know what this is all about, because I'm sure they would have been forgotten by then. I hope not. I sincerely hope not. But that's the thing with new stuff, you know. Some things are forgotten as something comes out. It's like life. It's like the circle of life, you know. When your time ends, it's the time for the new generation to shine or something. But hey, you know, I'm talking like I'm in my 60s. Man, I'm still in my 40s, man. I still have a lot of time. So, by the way, this exercise is helping me put things back in the box. Lying down, okay? Because I don't usually do things this way, but because of the limited space and doing a stream, I had to do it this way. So it's a new skill I unlocked, by the way. Takes a lot of brain power for someone like me. So I might not be able to post them today. I have a space on my shelf for them, but I don't think I'd have the time to post them today. I definitely am gonna post Slimer because he's already there, you know. I'm not gonna put him back in the box. I like these guys, which I'm very intimidated to post because of the proton packs that I have to be careful about. So, Virtuous Collector, Ryan, for Wellington. Man, thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for making this stream longer. Thank you for the chat messages. And thank you to the seller. Luis is the name of the seller, or Louis, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Thank you for selling me this, man. I mean, I'm glad that I still found it. It didn't take me 5 years, but even though it took me 5 years, I wouldn't mind. Oh man, it's so hard to put back in the box. So this also happens to be my best stream. I never had so much fun in this stream compared to the countless streams I've done. Yeah, believe it or not, I've done countless streams. I don't stick to the schedule or something because you know, when you're talking to yourself, it's not really that encouraging, or you know, doesn't feel some sort of something you have to do. So I used to stream and then just, you know, not continue it. So let's read some chat messages again from 4. Congratulations on the pickups. Can't wait to see you with an Ecto 1. When does the Afterlife version release? If I remember it right, the Afterlife would release in February 2023. Yes. If I'm wrong, it's April. It's February or April. Okay. And Ryan says, the Virtuous Collector says, I bought this set and the Dream EX 16 Ninja Turtles mid this year and decided to quit collecting. I have about 100 figures and I thought it's gonna be impossible to beat this. Man, I saw that Turtles. They're from 3.0, right? Somebody is selling it to about $1,000, selling it about $1,000, give or take. I actually seriously thought about getting it, the Ninja Turtles. So I don't blame you because I'm looking at it. It's like, wow, this is like the first movie. And I was 11 years old, 1991. I went to the USA for the first time, and all I wanted was to meet the Ninja Turtles. And I ended up seeing their show of mascots, which weren't the real Ninja Turtles. Because at that time, I thought I could actually meet the suits they use in the movie. I thought I was gonna see that, but they used different suits, and yeah, that was. But it was still good. It was still very good for me, though. It still worked for me. So that Ninja Turtles, I have my eye on it. But here's the thing, guys. There's somebody selling the bat. The bat is that bat plane from the Christopher Nolan movie, and it's in a good price. So I don't know, because that one is certainly cool. The Ninja Turtles are more sentimental. The bat is, you know, rarer and cool. So I'm confused about that, whether I'm going to go with the Ninja Turtles or I'm gonna get that as a purchase. And there's also the Ecto 1 Afterlife that I have to save money for. And there's the Ecto 1 Vanilla, the OG Ecto 1, that I don't know if I will be getting it, because if I have 2 Ecto 1s, I don't know what to do with it. My stuff's already filled up. I mean, my back area. Okay, let me try spinning. Okay, it won't work. Sorry, my webcam's stuck. It won't let me spin anymore. So I don't know what to do with 2 Ecto 1s really. I don't know if it makes sense for me to commit to 2 Ecto 1s in my space, in my very limited space. Okay, so the Virtuous Collector says, no, the 301s are from the Michael Bay movies. The Dream X 1 is the animated series Turtles in 1/6 scale. I sold my 30 in favor of the Dream X. Oh my god. You know what? You're right. It's from the 30 from the Michael Bay movies. And I've never seen the Dream X ones. I am going to check it as soon as I end the stream because man, you might have given me a reason to actually get that, because the animated turtles, if they're done really well, I mean those were very special too in my childhood. I mean, the three main shows that really defined my childhood, or rather four, okay, because we only had 2 TV stations when I was a kid, because we were just coming out of martial law, and we only had 2 TV shows, and they only showed animated series once a week during Fridays at 7 p.m. The first animated show I watched was Ghostbusters. So that was very special to me. My mom went on a vacation to the city and brought me a pack of He-Man cartoons. He-Man wasn't really shown in the local television that time, but that was the first collection set I ever got, He-Man. So He-Man was also very special, although I'm not very happy with the toys. I mean, there are some, I've just lost touch with it so much that even though it was special to me as a child, I'm not very much into collecting He-Man stuff. And after Ghostbusters, the one that they replaced Ghostbusters with was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And yeah, that defined my childhood before I grew up, and X-Men, the animated series, was on, and that's all I could remember. I mean, they tried Power Rangers. I didn't like Power Rangers because I was already 13 or 14 years old then, and I didn't like it so much then. So Ryan, thank you for send me a picture of that on my Instagram. I'd really like to check them out. And 4 says 2 Ecto 1 cars would be crazy. Do it. I know. So I guess we're going with Afterlife, okay? We'll be going with Afterlife. I always have that security blanket in my head that I can get the Ecto 1, the OG Ecto 1, right there from the same guy who sold me these. So there's that. So I'd wait on February to get the Ecto 1 and just control myself and not feel like these guys are lonely without the Ecto 1, and not, just fool myself into buying the OG Ecto 1 on the spot. Okay, so I don't know what's wrong with my Instagram. Yeah, so maybe I don't know why you can't send a message there. But anyway, I need to get back to real life right now. Thanks guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll send you a message, Ryan, so you can send me the what do you call that? The Ninja Turtles, the Dream X ones. Show me your poses. That would be cool. If you have Splinter, that would be so awesome. So again, thank you guys for joining my stream. To the ones who will see it after this, it's 1 hour. It's so much commitment. Just fast forward or something. Have a nice day.